Hello, and welcome to another video. So as you can tell by the title, in today's video, we're going to do yet another video in our massage therapist series of videos. And this video was prompted by my own discomfort, okay? And I want to tell you this, that you can get away with bad body mechanics when you're doing just a little massage here and there. But if you want to make this really out of your career, you want to make some money in doing it, you want to, and when I say make some money, you already know how I feel about it. But if you want to, if it's your primary source of income and you want to, you want it to be able to support yourself doing it, you're going to have to get some body mechanics right, because if you're in pain, you can't do too many massages, now can you? So like I said, you can get away with bad body mechanics, here and there, do the massage, once over here and twice over there. But if you're going to start doing them to where you can make coins, you're doing 4 and 5 massages in a day, you're going to have to get some of these things down. So I just decided to talk about them with you here today. So stay tuned for this video if that interests you. Like I said, you already know on this channel, I don't follow any crazy practices. This isn't stuff that somebody, just taught me. These are things that I have observed for myself and learned that way. The first thing I want to do though is talk about what does mechanics actually mean. So I looked up the Webster definition of mechanics, and mechanics is the machinery or the working of a part of something. So if we think about body mechanics, we're thinking about the machinery of your body and how it actually moves and how it works, okay? And you say, girl, what does that have to do with me massaging and not hurting? You have to understand what the parts of your body is made for and how they're supposed to work, to understand why you shouldn't be using them in certain instances. I want to show you this because I am going to pull out the table and show you kind of some standing and things like that. It's better for you to bend your legs and use your legs than it is for you to bend at your back. Why? Because the muscles in your legs are stronger than those in your back. The muscles that are in your back are meant to support your back, meant to support your posture. So you don't want to overuse muscles that really aren't made for all of that. You see a lot of people, if you're in the industry especially, you'll see a lot of people with hand pain. You'll see a lot of people with, symptoms of we call it carpal tunnel syndrome and just all those kind of things. Shoulder issues is a lot because there's a certain way that you must move the body and even take care of the body and even strengthen your body so that you are okay to do this work on a consistent basis, okay? And I've had some pretty bad injuries. So like I said, I'm making this video to help a sister out. If a brother out too, if you're watching. Okay, so you got to understand the working of the body, and then more than just understanding the working of the body, you have to understand the working of your body, because just because my legs are really strong, that don't mean your legs are really strong. Okay, your height does play a role in it, and you have to take all those things into consideration. The best thing is really trial and error. I know some people massage with their table very low, but if you can't bend your legs really low and you're just going to be leaning at the back, well, you're going to have to adjust that, because like I say, you can get away with that doing a massage a day or massage here and a massage there. You cannot get away with those kind of mechanics doing 4 and 5 massages a day. You're going to be in pain, okay? And then therefore you're going to be given the worst massages you can possibly give because you yourself are in pain. You're actually looking at the person on the table you about to get up and it's my turn to get this massage. And I don't want that for you, because I wouldn't want that for me. Okay, so I did mention it depends on the person. So let's set up the table, and I feel like that's going to give us a bit more talking points, because it's more than your legs, it's your core. So what does that tell you? Perhaps you could do some things that strengthen your legs, like some workouts that strengthen your legs, things like squats. Girl, something like walking. Okay, walking helps you to build up endurance. That way you're not just tired and sweating, because I don't know if you know this or not, but you'll be tired and sweating. Okay, all right, so let me just pull out the table, and as I'm pulling out the table, I'm actually going to talk to you about that. That way we just get a few conversations all in one while I have this table in here with me, okay? All right, so here's my table, and obviously I would only have this table if I was doing a mobile massage appointment. When you're in suite, you wouldn't, obviously this would already be set up, and you would probably have a hydraulic table. But of course we're not carrying a hydraulic table around with us for mobile massage. So what I do is just unzip this thing all around. From the start of your appointment, good body mechanics. Now, I didn't show you me carrying this thing in the house, but This table is heavy, and very seldomly would I ever be carrying this table, okay? And I mean ever. It has to be a very short period of time for me to carry this table. I told you guys I put it in the wagon, and I'll link that video for you. But here's my table. I just drop it off like this. Right here. You see my body? I hope you can see me. I just lift it out of this thing. Kick the bag onto the side. And this is what we're gonna start. We're gonna start here. I hope you can see that. Yes, you can. So this table's a little different, but that's... I usually take those out. Okay, so here we are. Now you say, how do I get this table up without breaking up the legs on my table? And sometimes, especially when you're at people's home, they'll try to help you with this. But you need to learn how to do this by yourself as well, without any help. What I do is put my foot on one of the legs, take the handles here. You see my body, right? I'm not like this. Take my foot here, put it on one side. I don't have on tennis shoes, and I just hold it there. And like a kickstand, I sit it up. Okay? So here's the table. And the height of the table is going to depend on your height and then how far down you want to bend or how far down you can bend. Okay, so that's how you adjust your table. As you can see, my hip is right here and my table is down here. To where, look here, look at my arm, okay? To where I have more distance to press down using my arm, okay? The idea for the table being down here is that we're able to use our body weight instead of the muscles in our arms and our shoulders to perform the massage, especially when people want more pressure. Okay, so another thing is when you go to the client's house and you see the client that's going to get on the table. I'm not telling you to be judgmental here, but as a professional, you need to judge what kind of massage the person is going to need based on what they're saying and based on what you see. So if the person is larger, and when I say larger, I mean larger as in their body comes up higher from the table, in my opinion, I would suggest adjusting the table down. Now this table, let me show you. This table is different in that it's easier to adjust. You just have to press the button and then this lever kind of just goes up and down. You remove this little thing like this. Let me show you. You remove that. You just press the lever like that, and then you can adjust this table up and down. I had a wooden table before. It's hard to do with one hand. I had a wooden table before, and you actually have to completely remove this part of the leg and then move it up manually. In that way, this table is much better. I actually really like this table as opposed to the table that I had before. But that's really all up to how much you want to spend and what's your preference, okay? But if you're going to be doing mobile, I showed you this in the video before, I will go ahead and spend the money on a table that is more beneficial to you. So anyway, like I was saying, if the person's body comes up higher on the table and you still need to give them a bit deeper pressure, even if you don't, what I would do is I would play it safe. Once the person gets on the table, you can't be like, oh, can you get up? The table's too high. You're gonna be stuck with doing the massage up here. Let's say the person's on the table and their body comes up to here. And yes, it does happen, so don't look at me like I'm crazy. Their body comes up to here. You're doing your massage with, look at my shoulders. You're doing the massage up here. There's no way that you can bend down and do a massage with a body that's way up here. So it's better for you to have the table too low, and perhaps you need to, even if the table is too low, what you could do is you could do the massage on the chair, okay? You could do the massage on the chair even if you set the table down low and you want to do the massage on the chair. That's completely up to you. Okay, I don't know your situation, but don't feel bad having to do the massage on the chair or desiring to do the massage on the chair. But you can't do the massage on the chair if the table is not low enough. This table is too high to do a full body massage on the chair, but it is possible. Okay, because once you get to the back, so sometimes I like to lift the table for the back because I can. Okay, it just depends. When you touch the client's body, and let me use my arm. when you touch the client's body and you see this, it's not, let me see, I want to press to where you can see. You see that? It's not really moving a lot. This is a type of person who would need more pressure. If their back feels like this, they're going to like more pressure. I know what they put on their intake, but very rarely what they put on their intake, they really don't know what they want, okay? It's your job as a professional to help them to find out what it is that's going to help them best. And I'm going to tell you that this little, like, if someone just goes along and just does a massage like that, it literally feels like rubbing lotion. Now, it might not be like this for every part of their body, because as you move further up my arm, you see there's a bit more meat there, right? You see how this moves as opposed to this is very like, it's very, you can see it that way. This is like very, it's tight. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of adipose there, as opposed to areas like this. And some people, yes, they do, they have more adipose right here, they have more adipose other places in their body, and you can just, like, I wouldn't dare use my thumb like that, but you know what I mean, you can move it around. Someone like that, you don't need to apply as much pressure, especially in an area where there is no pain. So I hope that part was helpful. Now, some places you work, girl, they don't have a face cradle that's this nice, and the thing be all broke up, but that ain't my business, okay? Lock that in place. Okay, so the face cradle is right here. This is another thing. You see my little strings hanging here? You think somebody want these strings tickling their back while you're doing the massage? They don't. So what I always do is usually tuck it into my belt, my massage belt, but I don't have it on. So I'm just gonna tuck that like that because nobody wants that. Here I am at the back, and if my table is the right position, I'm able to just flow those strokes in there. Seeing that my body is literally acting as sort of like a, you know, like I can lunge into it. I'm not leaning like this. To sit here and do the massage like this, what does it look like? What does my back look like? It looks like I'm gonna have some low back pain, right? Because I'm bending at my back, and these muscles are supposed to support posture, and you're using them in the wrong way. So it's better for you to use your legs. It's better for you to use your legs. Don't be afraid to go in there, and you can push and use your body depending on how much pressure they want. It's a little harder when you do the back. Sometimes the back can be a bit more challenging just because the arms and things like that. But as you move to the side, now I can't lunge this way because the table's right here. So I can lunge this way though. I can change my lunge and I can still work the back. I can change my lunge to this side and I can still work the back. And remember I told you, you got the table low enough, you can still sit down and you can still work the back. I can still come here, and now I'm not lunged out like this, but I can do like a sumo squat, and I can squat and I can work the back. Okay, I can bend, just bend at the legs. Don't do this here, don't do this. You're gonna be in pain at the end of the day. Your low back is gonna be on fire. You're gonna be looking for the icy hot. Okay, you're not gonna care what kind of ingredients is in that icy hot. You're gonna be looking for it. Bend here like a sumo, and you can get in there and do the massage. Don't be afraid, we're gonna talk about that here in a second, to use your forearms, to use your body to do the massage. So that's what I have for you here. Like I said, the back, sometimes you have to put the table, sometimes I raise it up, sometimes I put the table down, but that's only when you have a hydraulic table. When you don't, you're just gonna have to find a place that's good to just keep it at for the full body, because of course I can't pick somebody up off the table once they're on it when I'm doing mobile. All right, so here's my little chair. Again, I mentioned this in the other video that I have linked for you, and I just open it like this, and this is the chair. Now you can, if you want to, once you have either you're doing it here, remember I'm still bending. I can still bend like this, but when you're working on the head, it's better that you're bending here because you have more strength in your legs in this kind of like sumo squat position, right? When you're doing that part of the body, you can do it like this, or you can sit in the seat. But most definitely when the client is turned facing upward, okay, supine, if you will, if they're turned supine, here I am. Remember I told you I have already adjusted my table, and one of those things to consider is, can I sit on my chair and then do like work at the head? Now you can, and I'm going to be honest and tell you most times I actually do, and that is do this. Who told you you couldn't get on the ground? Who told you you couldn't bend on your knees? A lot of times I will be on the ground doing the, the head or the neck when the client is laying supine. So when they're face upward, because I have more strength here. The ground at this point is helping to support me using my body weight, okay? Not my arms. You can do this, but you might not have the strength there to do it like that. That depends on you. You can't stand up and do it, but I'm warning you that when you're standing up and doing it, what's wrong with my back? Exactly. So my back is not doing what my back needs to do. You can do this, but when you're lifting up the body, like let's say you want to do some shoulder work there, it's hard to do. I don't have strength in my body. This is more for movement. This lunging is for movement. This sumo is for strength. You understand? So the same thing with the feet. Let's move to the back side, and I want to show you something as well. Then at, the conclusion, or however you want to do the feet, the same thing. Most of the time, being honest with you, especially if I've had like hot stones for the massage, I'll use my little table for my hot stones and I won't be able to sit on it. But for the sake of this video, I want to show you, because if you want to get 2 chairs, that's on you. Now, the feet, at this point, the feet will be here, right? So the feet is like right in my, in the power part of my body where I'm using my core. So it's really not that big of a deal for me to sit here and do the feet. So you can do the feet here, or like I said, most of the time I'm doing the feet like this, okay? With the one leg out, or sometime, girl, if I'm real tired, I'll be just like this, okay? All right. Now, as I'm doing the day in the life, I actually showed you, I guess, a technique that I use as far as like self-care, like handling, carrying, handling, taking care of. That's the word right there. Taking care of your hands. Now, I want to tell you something, okay? Now, this is a pro tip, okay? And when I say pro, I mean professional, okay? Because I want you to be professional out there. Everybody cannot get the same exact massage. What do I mean by that? Let's say you are working the entire body, right? And you're looking at your time and you say, you know what? I got 20 minutes. I'm gonna go down to the bottom part of the body. The person didn't ask for any specific areas. They just want to relax. You say, I'm gonna go to the bottom part of the body. You get down to the bottom part of the body and you realize that the person is very sensitive in their legs and you can't work it all that good. And then you say, you know what? Okay, no problem. I'm gonna spend that time, that extra time that I have on my time on the feet, only to get down to the feet and realize that these are some tough feet. Okay, and you have an option here. You look at you remember your schedule and you say, you know what? I got 3 other clients today. Do I really want to tire out my hands trying to get to these tough feet, or do I want to work on another part of the body that will be as equally as relaxing, or do I want to use another technique on the feet? Now, I love foot massage, and there's one technique that I love to use, but it does not work on everyone because some people have very tough feet, okay? I want to show you this. I'm going to use this, my thumb right here. You see how hard that is to go through? If somebody's feet feels like that, don't sit there and try to give them no intricate massage. Just don't. Now, I might do for you guys like a foot massage. I think I might record a foot massage just to show you the techniques, but you're not going to see the person or anything like that. Okay, I think I might permit the recording of a foot massage just so I can show you your techniques, but don't try to go deep. Don't try to do no deep work on no feet that are tough, because you're going to hurt your fingers. And I found that primarily it's your thumbs that you're using. You definitely don't want to blow out your thumbs doing a foot massage. The same thing with really any part of the body, but I also found like neck. So some people, they're easier to do like neck techniques on, and some people are simply not. Okay, some people's bodies, like let's say you're doing the back, some people's bodies you can glide with your hands like that. Other people's bodies are so hard, I call them hard body, okay, that if you glide with your hands, you're gonna hurt your hands. And then remember, you still got 3 massages on the schedule. Okay, remember your last client wants deep tissue, and you don't have deep tissue in you. Okay, so what I would suggest doing is when you have bodies like that, don't try to be fancy and use your forearms. And let me show you. I believe I just showed you, but here it is. You're here. Let me pull that back so you can see. You're here. You're doing this. I might actually show you. I might permit myself to show you exactly what I mean, but I have to pray about that, honestly, because I don't like showing people on the table. But you can do this the same way that you can flow with your hands. You can do it with your arms, make real relaxing strokes. Okay, you can do that. Don't try to do all the handwork. And I know some people really like the way the hands feel. Your hands feel a lot different than arms, but we're gonna do what we can do. And then there's some areas of the body that you can do the hands because there's a lot more, like I said, a lot more meat. Gauge the situation accordingly. Don't blow out your hands. Don't blow out your hands. Don't hurt your wrist. Don't do any of those things, okay? Assess each massage differently. Don't try to do the same massage for everybody. Another thing is some people's hands don't fit on the table. So you just have to assess the massage for each person. So I hope this video was helpful. As always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.